Good morning, boys and girls. We will be looking at validating websites. We have a program here at the Portland Parish Library called Project Pro 101 that should be interesting to all you boys and girls because it teaches you how to do your entire project. So it shows you how to get your information properly from the internet, how to make sure you're getting correct information, to put your information together, create a table of content, a cover page, and how to do a bibliography. So you will learn quite a lot. So I pulled a section from that computer training. So today we'll be doing validating websites. First of all, everybody's microphone has been muted. So if you would like to speak, could you raise your hand, and then you will be unmuted from here. Is that okay, boys and girls? Okay, so here we go. In order to know how to validate your websites, it is important that you know what an information source is. And an information source is a person, thing, or place from which information is obtained. So there are several different information sources. You have books, magazine articles, newspaper articles, maps or atlases, expert people, site visits. So you could go to a museum or an old architecture building, a television show, a radio show, a sound or a video recording, electronic databases, an interview, or a website. Locating information. This can be done in several ways because the way how you find information in the library is going to be a bit different from how you find information on the internet. Today we won't be focusing on finding information in the library, just on the internet. So on the internet you can find ebooks. You can also get access to our online database, which is EBSCOhost, and you have search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, Opera. But today you boys and girls will learn how to use KidRex, which is a safe search engine, and you won't run into any problems with getting material that is not age appropriate. Our database, EBSCOhost, is accessible from home. The Jamaica Library Service has been zero rated for data, so you don't need data to access our website. So if you get homework and you need assistance, just log on to the website, and there is a button there that you can click on to ask a librarian to help you. You can also get access to the online database, which is EBSCO, and that is also free. Okay, so there are several safe search engines. I like KidRex more than I like AskKids.com, but feel free to use anyone you choose. But for today, we will be using KidRex.org. You will get a chance to ask your questions at the end. So searching for information on the internet. It is better to use a keyword search, and your keywords would be the most important words in your research question. Keyword searches allow you to get the best possible results. So if teacher asks you to find out what is the population for Guyana, you don't need to type what is the population of Guyana, because the two most important words are Guyana and population. So you can just type in Guyana population and you will get precise hits, meaning you won't get a lot of hits that do not relate to your search questions. And again, an effective search term is more important than anything else, because if you type in an ineffective search term, like what is on the screen, what do people in Korea eat, you are going to get a whole lot of information that you will have to sift through and make it harder for you to find the information that you actually want. So an effective search term would be popular Korean food, which will give you less hits, and hits that give you information that you really need. So evaluating websites, there are 5 criteria that we use to make sure that the information that you found on the internet is right. Anybody can put information on the internet. I was not born when slavery was abolished, but yet I can write something about slavery and put on the internet. How safe is that? So we use CRAP, currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose to ensure that the information that we are getting is correct. For currency, how current is the article or the website that you're looking at? So if the website has a copyright date of 1974 and it is giving you information about something that happened yesterday, how current is that website? More than likely it is going to be something that was from 1970 something that is on that website. So you will need to make sure that your copyright date or your publication date is current in order to get current information. The only time the older dates will suit you better is when you're looking for historical information. So the older date would be better. Relevance. How relevant is the information that is on the website or in the article to you? So if you need to find out something about COVID-19 and when you click on the link, it takes you to something that has nothing to do with COVID-19, then it is not relevant. So you have to look at what is in your article or what is on your website. Authority. How authoritative is the person who has put out the information? Now, if I am looking for COVID-19 in Jamaica, would I look for something that was put out by the chief medical officer, or would I look for something that was put out by a teacher at a primary school? So the chief medical officer would have authority to put out information on COVID-19 and not the teacher. The teacher would be best suited to put out information about teaching. Accuracy. How accurate is the information? And the purpose of the article or the website, because some websites are there to persuade you to come onto their side. Some websites are there to give you information that you really need. So the purpose of the website is very, very, very important. So once you follow your CRAP rules, boys and girls, you won't ever give teacher any misinformation again. So you check for currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. Now let's watch a video about validating information or evaluating information sources.
Students often receive research assignments requiring the use of credible sources. But what does it mean for a source to be credible? Why is it important to use these sources? And how can you tell if a source is credible? When we describe a source as credible, we're basically saying that the information is high quality and trustworthy. Essentially, that we can believe what the source is telling us. When you use high-quality sources to back up your points, you demonstrate your own credibility as a writer, thereby contributing to the overall effectiveness of your argument. The best quality research builds on other high-quality research. This is true of both your own work and the work of professional researchers. There are several factors that contribute to a source's credibility. Among them are the author's level of expertise, her point of view, and the source's publication date. The author's level of expertise on the topic he or she is writing about could take the form of an advanced degree or other extensive experience in the field. A credible source often provides information about the author's credentials. Sometimes, however, the author's credentials may not be listed, and the publication itself can be the marker of quality. This is often true for some non-scholarly publications like well-respected newspapers and magazines, where the article's content is critically examined as part of the publication process. Another important component of a source's credibility is its point of view, in particular its potential bias. Bias is an inaccurate or unfair presentation of information. In some cases, bias is intentional. A group with its own agenda may sponsor research or information, and the sponsorship may influence the results. Bias can also be unintentional. A writer's perspective may prevent him or her from being able to see all sides of an issue. Sometimes you need unbiased facts to support your point, but other times you might want people's opinions, and that's okay, as long as you acknowledge the source's perspective in your own work. While bias can be difficult to detect, be aware that it can exist in any kind of source, including things you find through the library. In the academic publishing world, books and articles go through a rigorous editorial process in which an editor or group of scholars evaluate the work's quality. When it comes to journal articles, this process is called peer review. Peer review articles are considered high quality because the review process helps to filter out sources that are written by unqualified or biased authors. Finally, with any source, consider when it was published or last updated. Even something that was once high quality can now be out of date and unsuitable for some purposes. If I needed current statistics on the average cost of college in the United States, a source published in the 1990s would be out of date. However, if I was looking at the increase in college tuition over the last few decades, a source from the 1990s might fit my purposes. Of course, not every credible source is appropriate for your research. Be sure to evaluate not only a source's trustworthiness, but also its appropriateness for your argument. For help finding credible sources or determining whether a source you found is credible, ask a librarian.
I hope you all enjoyed the little presentation. And if you have any questions and you don't have a mic and you were unable to ask, you could send your question in the WhatsApp group. Ask mommy or daddy or whoever signed you up to just ask the question in the WhatsApp group for you. Remember, it is free. You don't need data to log on to the Jamaica Library Service webpage, and you can always ask a librarian a question if you have an assignment or any topic at all that you need information on. We are here to help you. No data required.